Very few ecosystems out there are growing faster than Solana's, but before we go FOMOing in to buying every project that's launching on it or Solana itself, we should take a look into what has been going on for the last year for the project that everybody thought was dying a very slow and painful death. So to quickly recap on Solana, if you guys are just newly looking into crypto markets, Solana is engineered for widespread mainstream use by being energy efficient, super fast and inexpensive. And if you're unfamiliar with Solana, here is what you need to know. So Solana was founded in 2017 by seasoned software engineer Anatoly Yakovenko, and it was built by Solana Labs, which is a software company which is based in the United States, and its ongoing development is coordinated by the Solana Foundation, which is a not-for-profit which is based in Switzerland. So the project raised around 25 million across various ICOs from 2018 to 2020, and raised an additional $314 million from various crypto VCs in 2021. So Solana's mainnet went live in the spring of 2020, and under the bonnet of Solana's blockchain, it uses a proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. So this leverages a technology called proof of history, which makes it possible to timestamp transactions. So although Solana blockchain is currently secured by over 1,900 validators, transactions are processed by smaller groups of up to 150 validators, and these are called Solana clusters. So this centralization, along with Solana's sub-second block time, makes it possible for the blockchain to process up to 710,000 transactions per second. So this makes Solana the fastest cryptocurrency. Now, Sol, so SOL, is Solana's native cryptocurrency coin, and it's used to pay for transaction fees, and half of these are burned and the other half goes to the validators. So you can also stake Sol, and Sol staking has historically yielded around 5.5% APY, but you have to keep in mind the network inflation rate and the validator commission, as both of these will impact your next staking rewards. So while Solana's popularity during last year's bull run was mainly down to the NFT projects that had hundreds of thousands of users flood into its blockchain every single day. So what has Solana been up to in the last year? So the increase in developer activity within Solana ecosystem in 2023 led to what was a very strong year for Solana on the whole. So we went from around about $16 in January of 2023, and we had an increase of pretty much 500% to the $100 Sol that we are seeing this January. So one of the major contributors to Sol's recovery, I think we can all thank Bonk for this. So I don't actually know anything about Bonk. It's not one I've ever looked at. I know a lot of people online have been pushing it, and a lot of people have made a lot of money. Maybe a lot of people have lost a lot of money, but I can't comment on this. All I know is that it led to a ludicrous amount of trading fees which were generated with Sol, which undoubtedly gave it a little bit of its life back. Behind the Bonk hype, however, the Solana ecosystem was falling apart. Multiple Solana projects announced that they were shutting down, and it seemed like almost every month there was another announcement of this. However, whilst a lot of them were shutting down, a lot of others also doubled down on it. So one of the major ones who doubled down was peer-to-peer network Helium in February. So in February, it prepared to migrate from its native blockchain to the Solana, and the migration for this was finished in April. And interviews with Anatoly suggest that they are betting big on Helium's adoption. So 2023 is also when Solana first announced the launch of its mobile crypto phone called Saga. And then Solana introduced a new technology called state compression to reduce the cost of storage. So this upgrade made it possible to mint NFTs on Solana for around about $110 worth of Sol. So this opened the door to a lot more NFT integrations. Maybe there would be some giveaways for customers and the like. So this could increase Solana adoption in the long term. And top of all of the developments, Solana announced that it would be integrating ChatGPT. This was to make it easier for developers to fetch data and build dApps on its blockchain. And the Solana Foundation also announced that it would offer up to $10 million in grants for those building AI-related tech on Solana. So this was another one of the reasons I mentioned in one of my other videos that I was a little bit skeptical of some of the AI projects, because some of them were trying a little bit too hard to make them related to AI. And it's because there were big projects like Solana who were offering these grants for the new project. So if we jump to July, Sol has started to rally with the launch of Neon. So to refresh your memory, Neon is basically a layer on Solana that leverages the Ethereum virtual machine for smart contracts. So this means that it's compatible with Ethereum and other EVM chains. And to continue on the positive developments with Solana, it then announced in August that it partnered up with Shopify Pay for USDC payments. So this was obviously a big partnership for them. And then the following month in September, we saw what were effectively even more bullish versions of the same headlines as Visa announced that it had begun testing USDC payments on Solana, and Sol officially became the most loved altcoin among institutional investors. And this was based on the inflows also alongside the adaptions with Visa and Shopify Pay. So we then hit October, and October was a bit of a less positive month, but overall it was okay. But in October, we had the FTX trial, and Sol took an initial hit with this after being mentioned, but it recovered as soon as the trial was over. And then we had Sol's annual Breakpoint conference, and the project made huge announcements. I can't go over them all because there were so many, and frankly, I don't remember all of them. But the main one was the launch of the testnet buyer for Firedancer, which is a new Solana validator client now. So this was so big because the lack of validator client diversity was one of the reasons that Solana experienced so many outages. So now Firedancer is going to be Solana's third validated client. So it won't just increase Solana's decentralization and security, it will have the possibility of making Solana a lot faster. So the result of all of these updates over the last year is what you can see, and that is really quite volatile price action for Sol, but overall in the year it has been a very positive upside trend for it. What do we think the future is for Sol? So despite the volatility that Sol has experienced, there is speculation that Sol could surpass the $200 price level before the end of 2024. Don't hold me to that one though, because that's just kind of rough numbers that we're getting thrown out. But to me, it doesn't seem unrealistic given that the all-time high, I believe, had hit is around $259 in the previous bull run. So for it to hit $200, it doesn't seem that kind of outlandish. Don't know if that's the right word. So for some context, the last time that Sol traded around $200, it was in December of 2021. And if it did go to that $200 price range again, my portfolio would be very, very thankful for this. And it would also mean that Sol would need to spike around 90% from where we currently at before it would hit $200, but it is cryptocurrency, and frankly, a lot of stranger things have happened in it. The market participants are expecting the DeFi sector to play a major role in pushing this beyond the $200 price level. And another positive for it that could help it is that the total value locked across all Solana DeFi projects has recorded significant growth within the recent week. So Solana's TVL, which did slump to around about 1 billion in December, it is currently around 1.4 billion, but this is according to DeFi Llama's data. So personally, I hold Solana and I am a very big believer in the ecosystem and in the project as a whole. But that is not to say that I did not throw a few wobblies about the outages that I was experiencing, the FTX trial, the projects that were closing up shop on the blockchain. But that's just kind of the ride of cryptocurrency, I guess. Nothing is ever going to be plain sailing, and I cannot think of a single project in cryptocurrency or in real life that have launched and have not been thrown some curveballs along the way. So let me know in the comments below, did you hold Solana through the wars of the bear market? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the very next one. Bye.